It's basically covering the whole plant floor operations. Okay, so and working with the guys on the floor, working with the supervisors. Primary thing is scheduling jobs through the plant, which is probably the hardest thing to do because as you saw, we just are on the floor and looking at a million different things.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to work on too. Is I'm trying to focus my energies on the areas that I'm supposed to concentrate on. Also, maintenance of the equipment on the floor, the facility itself. It's kind of funny when I first became plant manager, a gentleman came up to me and says, "Hey, the paper towel holder's broke in the office upstairs." I'm like,
right.
It's not a real big issue right at the moment, but we'll get it addressed, So it's kind of funny. It's everything from, fixing a $10,000 shaft to paper towel holders. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
And it is. I do like the job because there's a million different things I could be doing in one day, and everything from, I worked on the floor too, so I can get in and help a guy on a job on a lathe or whatever. I'll help him run a part or whatever. So, and I do like that aspect of the job. And also working upstairs in the office. I do quoting, working with the engineers, planning jobs, and the basic hiring people. Addressing staffing issues and stuff like that on the floor. Well, we are noted as a job shop, of course. That's if you look us up, we're listed as that, I believe so. And when I started in this business too, when I was young, what's a job shop? And it is. We do. I would just say every job is different, And there's a lot of jobs we've kind of done repeatedly, but we're called a custom shop too, as far as machining goes. Some places do production work and make hundreds of the same part.
Right.
And we are literally doing one-offs or, a couple here and there. I just showed you a part now. It's just one single part. Has unique coating on it and stuff like that. So that's what we do. We make unique parts. It's kind of, we have niche market as far as we do things that a lot of other machine shops can't do. Obviously our hard facing and coatings are our specialty. And the work has changed over the years. When I first started, it was a lot of rebuild work, which was cool. Stuff comes in. We still do it. We have quite a bit here. I'd say, I don't know what percentage is nowadays, but that's a big part of our business, is bringing stuff in, tearing it apart, sometimes even making new drawings for that part. The customer might not even have drawings for it. And so basically re-engineering the job. And it's cool because you'll see a part come in, it looks like it's just destroyed. And when it goes out the door, it looks like a brand new part, which it should. And so that's what we do. We try to, promote us as a one-stop shop too, where we can do welding, machining, grinding, fabrication to a point, assembly. I'd say that's what we do.
So, when you started off working here, what position did you start as?
Yeah, I was about 25 years old, 26. I started in engine lathes, just manual lathes. And the gentleman who worked there in the engineering department referred me, because I did put in a resume here sometime before that. So anyways, they called me. I came in for an interview, and Tony Fiderio interviewed me. That's Joe Fiderio's dad, passed away. But started manual machines and kind of worked my way through the shop, got into CNC machines. I always like to be involved in everything, learn as much as I can, So I learned all the machines and learned how to program, some training for that. And I remember one day then John Watson said, you know, we need somebody to kind of really oversee the CNC department. And I said, I can do that, you know. And so that's what kind of decided to make me supervisor of CNC department. I did that for, I can't tell you how many years, 10, 15 years it was. And then I worked my way to plant manager.
Sweet. And then did you know that you wanted to get into manufacturing, or did you go to school for something else, or did you go to school?
I did, yeah. I took, I took machine shop in high school. They had it. This is in Illinois at the time. That was just kind of a elective, right? You know.
Right.
But I remember senior year that the teacher there had this college had a special course, apprenticeship program, and he gave me a pamphlet, whatever. I looked into it, but I remember working on the machine in high school, even going, I think I can do this for a living, because I just like working with my hands. And so this course came along, and that was Triton College in Chicago, and did that, and then got into machining. Got hired here in Buffalo at a different company before I came here. And then when I came to HFW, I also we went to night school for mechanical technology, and they helped me with that too. So yeah, I've been in it all my life.
I mean, it's definitely on a morning, first time I come in to go around, check on jobs and see where the status of a lot of stuff is, and just check on the, like how the gentleman, that's Peter, grinding those stators.
Right.
You know, is there any problems with the job? Because sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we've been having problems all day, and that's why it's taking me extra long, you know. And, in the cylinder room, obviously, well, that's where we were. Always addressing some issue with a part that's that big shaft was missing a feature that they don't know how to address it, you know. This is a job we started a week ago. We're trying to rebuild, old part that we're going to recondition new. Kevin, see this yet or anything or no? Morning, gentlemen. How you doing? That's 008, right? Yep. Sweet. I think that could. Just going to qualify that and that it gets finished coated. Generally go around the whole floor in the morning. First thing I do, really see where the jobs are at. And you really need to get a visual on stuff. You can track it all you want on the computer, but you gotta get out of the hole. Center now or after? Okay. Yeah. You can set up pre-center and then okay. We have to establish our see, you know what I mean? Part short. Check it in before we turn anything, right? Then recenter. Fire day would be going through paperwork as they come through me. A lot of jobs that are coming first down to the shop floor. It's funny, like I said earlier, primary focus is planning jobs through the shop, prioritizing them. And it would be going through the production list and getting the proper jobs in where the work centers, where they're going to be worked on, and obviously prioritizing them, because there's some stuff that might not even be ready to hit the floor, but it's already at that work center, So ready to maybe have paperwork available, whatever, and then. Like right now, upstairs we have we want to hang up new monitor systems, stuff like that. So I got a mechanic coming down to do that. And yeah, there's a little bit of everything. So it'll give me time to focus on a lot of the just planning, using the job boss system, laying out jobs, and hopefully getting a lot of the different departments with work centers lined up ahead of time with work and stuff like that. that, you know. But it's funny, Jacob, when he was first working here, we come in my office and he was like, how do you get anything done?
Yeah.
It's impossible sometimes because you're just constantly getting interrupted, you know. So I work with the planning board, you know, as much as I can, and that's what I think Friday should give me an opportunity to really kind of go through that, you know, and I can see where jobs are for their work centers, and that the supervisors will hopefully be able to just access that as a quick view and see what the number one priority for a work center would be, you know. Mondays are, for me, a busy day as far as that's, you know, we do a production meeting at 10, have a normal 9 o'clock meeting, 10 o'clock production meeting. Then I get together with the supervisors. We're altering that how we were doing before. Before we're getting everybody together at 10 o'clock. Right now it's going to be the primary guys, and then I get together with the supervisors at a separate meeting. That is to go over, we have end of month focus, and so that's primarily go over the end of the month stuff, but also go over general jobs. There's always looking ahead to the next month or whatever, you know, where we have some jobs that are, you know, take 2 months basically
Right.
to make, so you gotta lay that out too. So yeah, like I said, Friday should be a great opportunity. The shop is basically only a skeleton crew here. We'll have maybe a few people working overtime and stuff like that. So give me an opportunity to focus on the software side of this, I guess you could say, you know, of this job. And I try to, you know, we have utilization we track, and that's, you know, we have 196, we call it, and that's the job. Guys are either waiting for work or whatever. So that's another focus of my job. It's, right now, that's what I'm looking at, this board that we have posted in the office there.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the job boss here, data collection. So that's another thing I can do is, these are all the people working on the shop floor. And like Pete Keebler's on 196, he's not on a job right now. I know a job for him is ready to, it needs to be inspected. That's another part of my job is to, you know, see where inspection's at. Is somebody going to get to this because we want to get this guy on the job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go over and help this gentleman.
Trying to get the ID indicated, he's moving a couple of these pulled away from the chuck. So I gotta get it back on the chuck. We got gaps here. I had it that way, I'm trying to get rid of it. I want to put it back on the...
Alright, I'll show you how to do this. One thing we do, we need to eliminate the steady round.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, you have no way to...
Get a piece of wood, I'll show you.
Just a piece of wood. Now we're learning something.
Alright, perfect.
No, we got no way to move that thing.
Move what? Well, how you moving it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. You're gonna show me.
That's not my first rodeo, you know what I'm saying? Never told you about the rodeo, did I? I got an idea. I'll be right back.
earlier how you were
Right.
like
I
doing
grew up
stuff.
in the
So
shop,
you,
yes.
so
right.
yeah, so you know a lot of the
Right, and that's where, our supervisors are like that also, Fred Niedermeyer, and that's, there are, and that's not always the case,
yeah.
and there's a good and bad to that. It's just like we were talking about, I was talking about inspectors, all right? We have a couple of different inspectors. We have, Tim, who was a machinist, so he knows the manufacturing processes. That's good in a way, and sometimes it's not a good way for an inspector, because he'll see something, a feature that, I don't know, that's not saying it's good or bad, but like we have two guys that never worked in the shop before. They're good in the way that they don't know that part at all, so they're just they're just reading dimensions and they're recording it as a kind of a, how would I say, innocent way of looking at it and saying that's a good thing, But in some respects they miss stuff because they just don't know the actual parts or whatever, or there might be something critical on there that they're not aware of. So that's what we're working with those guys. But yes, it's kind of funny. It's I would say problem solver, and does consume a lot of my time. And we got young guys out there, and like Andrew, Mike has a bunch of new guys, and so he's heavily working with them. And that's like just how I was helping Josh just now, and help him out, So yes, and that's what Matt Watson were talking about. Our supervisors, me included, and Eliza, he worked on the floor too. We have a lot of technical expertise, and I would say, but we might be lacking in the human resource side of things, or
yeah,
you know what I mean, how to deal with people too. That's a part of it. That's that's another whole different angle on the job. Dealing with the different personalities and people that have family issues, all kinds of stuff. So it's,
And then you said you walk about 10 miles.
I recorded. I did 11 one day. Maybe I'm doing a little less, and that's what we're trying to work on. I would say minimum 8 miles a day. I've tracked it with my phone. Yeah, and I would say around this time every afternoon is a good time where I kind of I've been around the floor. There's so a few things I'll have to take care of, but this is an opportune time to get on a computer, check the planning board, see where jobs are at. I always, updating the end of the month list and looking at any top priority jobs. And that way I can, if I have time, update the planning board on the computer, or even talk to the supervisors, give them heads up on maybe something they got to look at for tomorrow or whatever. And it's kind of funny. I'll try to do that sometimes, and sometimes I get a lot done. Other times I'll just get pulled out on something else on the floor, And so I'd say that's about it.